Hi guys, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making bacon top meatloaf with mushroom gravy in the Copper Chef Wonder Cooker XL. Alright guys, I'm starting out on my Copper Chef Wonder Cooker, and I have roughly 2 pounds of ground beef and a pound of ground pork. And I'm going to mix everything right in here and bacon here. No worries there. So I'm going to go ahead and mix my two meats together just lightly, because we're going to throw in the rest of the ingredients. And I have a jumper there. Let me grab that. And like I said, the beauty of the Copper Chef, any of their products, you can go ahead and prepare right in them and cook right in them. I'm just going to get this, just a rough mix on it. I think the two meats blend it. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Now I have 1 green bell pepper, 1 carrot, and 1 medium onion I put through the food processor. We're going to get them in there. Okay, now I'm going to put in my seasonings, but first I'm going to crack in an egg. And I'm going to add in some salt. And the seasonings are pretty simple for this, guys. Hold on, my hands are wet and it's slippery. You want to get some salt in here. And you don't want it salty, but you want to be generous because you want it to be flavored. And I've had bland meatloaf before, and it's no fun. So I'm going to go for probably about 2 teaspoons of salt, 2.5 teaspoons. Okay, that's looking good. I'm going to put in some black pepper. And I'm going to go for probably about a teaspoon, because this is a lot of meat, guys, so it's going to take some seasoning to season it up. And I think I'm going to grab 1 more egg and throw it in there. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm going to throw that second egg in there, guys. I'm going to get in here with 1 hand and start blending it so I have a clean hand. And like I says, in the Copper Chef, the beauty of it is you can do everything in it. So, I mean, they're really nice. And this Wonder Cooker, I paid $100 for it from the Copper Chef site. But today, on QVC, they're running it for $59 something, almost $60. So it's $40 off today. So if you're interested, today's your time to act on that. Okay, now that my egg and vegetables and seasonings are getting all blended together in there, I'm going to add some Italian seasoned breadcrumb in here. And this here will help bind everything together. You want to make sure you mix everything well. So I'm going to start by adding about 1/2 cup. And as usual, I'm just eyeballing, guys. And I'm going to turn this into, I'll probably make 1 big loaf meatloaf, because we're going to put the bacon on, and that'll make it easier for the bacon. I'm going to go with a little more breadcrumb. So I'm going for about 3/4 cup of breadcrumb. Now I'm going to get in here with both hands, and now that I don't need to use my other hand for anything else, and blend this all together. And today's my niece Chantel's birthday. She's going to be, well, she is 29 today. And she loves meatloaf, so I told her I'd make a meal that she would enjoy. I'm going to divide this in half, guys. Or rather, not, I'm making 1 big meatloaf. I'm getting ahead of myself here. So I'm just going to go ahead and form this into a loaf. And this here's going to be 1 nice loaf. And you want to tuck your edges up under. Let me get some of these vegetables on there. Alright, now I'm going to set this aside for now. We're going to move on to the bacon part. Okay, now what I did here is I took a piece of foil, laid it down. I took a pound of bacon and I weaved it to make a bacon blanket for over our meatloaf. I didn't quite use the whole pound of bacon, but I have a little bit left. Now I'm just going to move this out of the way for just now, very carefully. I'm going to slide my meatloaf over. Let me make sure I'm in the shot good. Okay, now I'm going to take my meatloaf blanket and I'm going to lay it over top of the meatloaf, or my bacon blanket rather. You want to very easily peel your foil away. Look at how pretty that is, guys. Alright. Now I'm going to add a little bit of water to this. This will keep the meatloaf moist as it bakes. I'm only putting in about 1/4 inch of water, about a cup of water. Now I'm going to cover this. I'm going to put this in a 350-degree oven for 1 hour, covered. Then I'll check with the meat thermometer, make sure we're up to a safe temperature, and I'm going to take the cover off and allow that bacon to crisp up. Alright guys, what I did is I left this go for an hour, then I uncovered it to help that bacon cook for another half hour. I'm going to get this out of here and drain off that liquid. We're going to make our sauteed mushroom gravy. Alright guys, now that I set my meatloaf aside to rest, and I drain that liquid off of the pan, or out of the pan, we're going to go ahead and saute our mushrooms. I'm going to throw in 2 tablespoons of butter. We're going to melt that down. And while that's melting, I have an 8-ounce container of... Quiet, Khalil, I'm recording. I have an 8-ounce container of sliced mushrooms. I'm going to use about 4 ounces of them. We don't need all of them. I'll set them aside for something else later. So I'm going to get those in there. And my great niece and her cousin is over here. And Khalil, he just doesn't know when to shush. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to saute these mushrooms here for a few minutes until they start to cook through and get tender. Okay, now that my mushrooms are sauteed in that butter, I'm going to add in some flour. I added in 2 tablespoons of butter, now I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of flour. We're going to make what's called a roux. And this also is a southern gravy. So I'm going to allow this to cook just for a minute here to get that flour taste out of the flour. And guys, don't mind me tonight, I drank 2 glasses of wine, so I'm kind of tripping over my own tongue here. But all's good. This will turn out fine. Okay, now it's starting to thicken up there, and it don't take long. I'm going to add in a 14.5-ounce can of beef broth. This is what's going to make our gravy. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my heat up, and I'm going to allow this to boil just for a minute or two till it starts to thicken up. And it shouldn't take long, or shouldn't take long. Token, whatever. Yeah. But now remember, guys, I've done everything in the same pot from the beginning to the end, which I think is awesome because I hate to wash dishes. Now I made mashed potatoes and steamed broccoli, but I had to use different pots for that. There's no way around that. So I'm gonna allow this to boil for a minute or two so it thickens up, and then I'll bring you guys back. All right, guys, my gravy's nice and thick and ready to go. My meatloaf has rested. Let's go ahead and fix up a plate and see what we got. Alright guys, let me dig in here and give this a taste. Doesn't that look good? Look at that massive piece of meatloaf there. Taste that. Nice and tender. Moist. A little bit of bacon. Now if you'd like your bacon a little crispier, probably about 45 minutes into cooking, take your cover off. And let it go for another 45 minutes uncovered. Bacon's really good. And I made some cheese covered broccoli and some mashed potatoes to go with this. I can't have that gravy without mashed potatoes. Alright guys, there you have it. Bacon covered meatloaf in the Copper Chef Wonder Cooker XL. Give it a try. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see ya.